Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up and exciting times going on here. But first, let's take care of our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Schools started back throughout the Panhandle. So drive careful. I know you've heard it all over the place, but I'm going to go ahead and say it too. Just drive careful and take your time and look out, especially when we get these foggy mornings and all. Just take your time. Now, it's going to be hot. You know, we just had a heat wave. When we say it's 90 and 91, the real temperature feel, you know, we don't do the feel like temperature, but y'all, you know, a lot of y'all look at it on your phone and all. A lot of times it feels like 103 or 104, and that's really actually what it is. So just because we say 91 or 92, that's sort of cool compared to what it really feels like. The low 79, water temperature is right at 89.6. Let's take a look at our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola Bluntstown 3.4, just real steady there. And the Choctaw Caryville 1.7. And you know, that's below 2 foot, so it's pretty low over there. So watch out for these stumps and all. And if you get a chance, run over there and watch those sturgeons jumping out of the water. They're in the peak of it now. They're really doing some jumping, especially you sort of narrow down your field when it gets lower like that. And you can see them. You don't have to ride around as much. You can park right there by the bridge and watch that. All right, now our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides. We got a high tide this morning at 9:07 and a low tide at 7:43. This afternoon, and then we got it's right at 2 foot. We just got a really strong tide. 1.85 is a movement today. So you got an excellent incoming tide right there about 9 o'clock. So good fishing today in the whole tidal system. And the marine forecast southwest at about 9. Let's take our break. We'll come back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, and welcome to our guest, Daniel Cole, a familiar face.
Partner?
How you doing,
Good
buddy?
to see you again.
Listen, Daniel's our boat expert. We like to have different experts in different fields along the Florida Panhandle and all kind of outdoor activities. And Daniel knows his boats. He's a boat man. So, and you make a living off of knowing boats.
It takes a lot.
Well, and anything along the waterfront, and of course you spend a lot of time outdoors. You love to fish, love to hunt. But let's get, you mentioned something a while ago. We talked about this last time on the show, talking about floating debris. And you're still running into it.
I mean, I guess I'm a magnet. We went out through the pass the other day, and people were looking at it as they went by, which kind of disappointed me, because that's like, man, what is this, a dead dolphin or something floating?
Yeah.
And I get out there, and this is a big old board. I'm like, why is somebody not picking it? I mean, I know I saw at least 5 boats stop and look at it, so we put it on deck, got it out of there. But
just a floating board again?
No, it was like this thing was like about 8 foot long. It was a big old 2x8.
Oh yeah.
It was tore off somebody's dock during the storm, but there's still a lot of debris out there, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, a lot of the wood docks got tore out of the marina, so it's possible a lot of that stuff got flushed out through the pass. But
well, and the point I want to bring up, we're still seeing it. 10 months later, and as people are like they're doing repair work at the marina, and of course they're good about cleaning up. But like I say, people docks, get a high tide and a wind or something, and all of a sudden you got boards.
If you drop it in the water, it's going to go somewhere.
Yeah, there's one up in North Bay the other day just floating out there. And you brought another good point, too. A lot of times you see these plastic bags that blow out of people's boat. I don't think of anybody that actually throws this trash in the Gulf of Mexico. There might be a few.
I don't either, but I would say if you have no more character than to throw trash off of a boat, and even if it blows out accidentally, turn around and go pick it up.
That's what I was going to say. If you see it floating when you're running by, make a little circle and pick it up. Because what can happen to that plastic bag?
Well, we have a lot of cases we run into the marine mechanics that people lose an ice bag. They don't think it'll do anything. Well, it gets wrapped around somebody's foot, shuts off their water pump, burns the water pump up, and overheats the engine, tears it up. So, the other thing is everybody's seen pictures of how this plastic debris affects the wildlife.
Yeah.
And, that's just a really selfish, stupid thing to do.
And those little 6-pack rings, those plastic rings and all, you've seen pictures of the turtle on the leg and all that, and it's just And I think all our viewers and all are good about taking care of our environment, but we just got to get the word out to everybody.
Well, there's a few of them apparently that, need to still learn, so I hope our viewers will
those people don't
take
watch
a
the
note.
show. They're still asleep now, so you've got to help those people out.
Probably so, but the thing about making a better world for everybody is sometimes we have to take responsibility for those who aren't paying attention. So pick it up, just get it out of there. There's so many initiatives going on right now around the country and on coastal areas where they're cleaning stuff up. I'm really proud of
and
those citizens for doing that.
I know it. In the water, along the seashore. We did it with outdoor class. We did it on Saturday morning sometimes. And we got a group of folks going to be in Apalachicola National Forest our first Saturday of September. We've mentioned it already, and they'll pick up truckloads of trash just in the Apalachicola National Forest. But it's a group of outdoorsmen, and they meet up there on Saturday morning. I'll give you the details later, but taking an initiative to do that.
Well, you go up Econfina Creek, it's the same way. Go up there a lot. And I think I fill my boat with stuff every time I go, empty cans and empty bottles and stuff. And I mean, how hard is it just to put it in a bag?
I know it. Like I said, I know some of it blows out of people's truck. I've seen it sometimes, and I'm very careful about, I know y'all are too, about leaving anything loose in the back of your truck. But sometimes you're in a hurry and forget it. And so if it does
Accidents happen.
I know it, but most of the time, just keep it in your truck and all, or put it in the back seat or whatever. But taking care of our environment, we preach it all the time here on Panhandle Outdoors. We have people that that work hard at it. And it just makes this place is a better place because of that kind of attitude.
That's right.
It really is. Okay, now another thing too, on the marina, they're really starting to work on a marina. What's going on down there as far as you know?
Well, I tell you, I was so pleased, I forget how many months back it was, but when I stopped, my first time I checked on it, they said, well, it'll be at least a year before we can use it. And then within a month it was open. So I know they're making good headway with it. As far as any further actual repairs or whatever, I think some of that has slowed down, but there's still a lot of debris removal going on, and there's probably a good bit of surveying going on as far as what they need to rebuild and what they're going to put back.
Okay.
How it's going to go back.
Are they still boats on the water, or they got most of it?
There's even one, I don't know whose it is, it's a Carolina skiff, but it's actually still hanging from the straps, engine submerged.
Oh my goodness.
And there's still boats down, so I don't know what they're going to do with that.
So that's the downtown marina. What do you know about the St. Andrew Marina? I know part of it, we're fishing out of part of it because we went the other day with Billy.
It's slowly coming together. I mean, they're putting it back together.
Okay.
But we have a lot of boats down there we take care of, but it's a slow process. Everybody thinks you can just throw stuff back together, but you really, everything we see above the water is bad enough, but in these marinas, when you look at the boats, debris, all the pilings, everything connected underwater, it's amazing. The structural damage still down there, and a lot of that stuff was embedded in concrete. So you have to have wet saws to cut it. You have to have torches to cut the steel rebar. I mean, it's a big process to get all that out, and that's what's taken so long.
And see, we don't think about it. What we think about it, I'm bad about it. You just reach down there and pick up a boat, and then it's all clear. But that ain't true. You got all kind of stuff.
Yes, that's a fact.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Daniel Cole, boat surveyor extraordinaire. And you've been seeing a lot of good boats lately?
We have a lot of really nice ones. It's amazing because, seeing the work of all the captains, the boats that they've brought back for our fishing fleet that, were totaled. And these guys have worked so hard. And I'll tell you, I got to say this. They are such a extraordinary quality of people. Our commercial guys. I know of one instance going on right now where a gentleman had his boat was struck by lightning, and it totally destroyed everything on the boat where it was not able to be used. And brother captain said, "Look, don't lose your charters. Take my boat. Take them out."
Oh.
And, that, and then a lot of support there to try and get his boat back up and running again. And anyway, that's the kind of stuff I really like to see in our community. We have some really really quality people.
That's good. That's good to hear those stories like that. And I know our fishing fleet was decimated, and we lost the Davis boats and all. But I see where Captain Anderson brought another boat in. He got another head boat. So we're still behind as far as getting people out.
The Ashley Gorman was totaled too, and Bill was able to bring her back. She's running trips again.
Okay.
I saw his captain the other day and saw him, came to the final survey on it for insurance so he could get going again. And I mean, it was like very next day I saw him out there.
Next day.
They were running. So very happy for them to be moving. That's another iconic one for our area.
That boat's got a good history.
It does.
Good story behind it. And we're talking about doing good things. We mentioned that in the earlier segment, and that's a group of people helping each other out. This is right here on this picture here. I was talking about the trash cleanup in Apalachicola National Forest. I pulled it up during the break, and this is what I was talking about. Talking about doing good things. Volunteers, I'm going to talk more about it, but the date on it is going to be Saturday, September the 7th. The Apalachicola National Forest trash cleanup. The Southeastern Dog Hunters Association and Season of Hope will be doing this. And if at all possible, I'm certainly going to try to go up there and join that. So just want to touch base with that. Now again, talking about good things and all, we have a teacher over here in South Walton County that is putting in outdoor ed into the South Walton High School curriculum. Coach Nick Borthwick, he's a softball coach over there. I'm sorry, he's a baseball coach. The difference between softball and baseball. And he came up to us last year. He watches the show, and I've got this list right here. And he put it in this year. A lot of people talk the talk, but he walked the walk. So he's put it in. And I just want to show you this. You'll appreciate this being an outdoorsman. They're going to be teaching this, and this is sort of a replica of what we do here at Mosley. But here, I'm going to I can't read all of it because it's real long, but the outdoor ed curriculum, let's see, I'm just going to scroll. I'll scroll through it, and here basically it's going to start off, here's the course outline, safety, outdoor photography. What I'm going to be reading, I'll be around the top of the page. Outdoor photography, FWC, boater safety, the archery introduction, and then they do different archery practices. The hunter safety program, the FWC, the animal identification project, survival skills, Florida tree identification, the Choctawhatchee Bay Alliance, that's CBA, Choctawhatchee Bay Alliance ecosystem. Then the second 9 weeks, some archery. The hunters go actually on the hunter range over there. And then the track identification, that was a fun class. And when we did that in class, kids loved that. QDMA in the classroom. University of Florida soil testing for gardening, orienteering, map reading, compass reading, knot tying, how to build a Ducks Unlimited wood duck box. Then going in there and archery for another. Spread that archery out. They love archery. And fishing identification, knot tying, captains for clean water, Florida forestry, fire ecology. I look at it. I just surf fishing, turkey hunting, on and on and on. Scholarship program, fundraisers, bay fishing, gulf fishing, archery, outdoor cooking.
That's right.
And listen, right here, look here, Teacher Appreciation Week fish fry. Now they all love that.
Yeah, I remember when you had that last year.
When we did that, we had teachers that were not sure about outdoor ed until they got that fish fry, and they were 100% behind the outdoor ed program. So congratulations, and my hat's off to Coach Nick Borthwick and all you folks over in South Walton. I'm very proud y'all support that program. You tell the principal how much you appreciate that coach putting time in to do that.
They do, and man, what a great endeavor. It's like, a lot of these skills, people would, in our day, we learned that growing up.
Exactly.
But people don't work the same way that our parents did. I mean, a lot of people have, different types of jobs now, and time is such a thing that they don't have the time to do all that. So what a blessing that.
Daniel, I've said this before, I'm repeating myself. This should be in every school.
Oh, absolutely.
Really in America,
absolutely.
Especially here in the Panhandle. And I know I spent 40 plus years in education. I know they're going to come up with excuses, but it can be done. I can promise you it can be done. And it takes a corporation of the school staff, the administrator. I was blessed with great principals, And obviously over there at South Baldwin got a great principal helping to get into the curriculum and tying it in with the guidance and all. You can do it at Blountstown High School, you can do it at Chipley High School, Mariana High School, Graceville, St. Joe, Franklin County. Franklin County, it should be automatic.
It should be.
That's your old stomping ground.
Yep.
And speaking of stomping ground, we mentioned this last time. Is the oystering getting any better down there?
I don't have any recent information on it, but by the number of the lesser number of those oysters and the greater number of out-of-town oysters I'm seeing, I would guess not.
Yeah.
I think it's very limited. You know, it's sad. When I was younger, we'd go across the bridge and you'd see 60 oyster boats out there, and now I honestly think in the last several trips I've made, I've never seen more than 2 at one time.
That's amazing. I think the future of oystering is going to be in the planting the oyster bars and just getting it, doing it yourself.
Well, and the state did that for a while, but they kept messing around with funding, because like I said, that's what my dad used to do.
Yeah.
He used to run a tugboat, and they'd blow those oyster shell out, reseed the beds, but
whatever. They just stopped doing that.
We just stopped doing it.
What was their thinking?
I think after that big Exxon oil spill, they thought everything was going to die anyway, so they reappropriated the money, and then they said, go get whatever you want. They didn't regulate it at all, so everybody was like...
That hurt, didn't it?
I remember seeing oysters from that big to that big in the bag, and when they're told, you can't blame the fishermen for that. I mean,
no.
Open it up. Our livelihood's going to die.
Yeah.
They greatly overestimated that, and I think they realize that now. And so, really, the best thing that could happen, which is going to be really hard on those folks, but is for them to just let it go, let those beds reseed, grow without much harvesting, keep doing the Louisiana and Texas oysters for now. Yeah. And because it's amazing how fast Mother Nature will regenerate herself.
Right.
If you just let her do it.
Well, that did hurt. We learned a valuable lesson, which we should have already learned over the years in the history of our country. You just can't let people go, everybody just go get everything you want. But they thought it was going to die, so everybody's intentions were good, but we should have known better.
Well, it's hard to say, you know.
All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So then we're Daniel Cole from Cole Surveying and Boat Surveying, and it's been a busy summer, right?
It has been.
That's cool. Let's look at our fishing game time. Looking at only one time again today, 12:16 to 2:16, which is interesting because it's going to be so doggone hot in the middle of the day. But that's when they say the fish are going to be moving and the deer walking. If you remember that picture I showed last week of that big old buck with that velvet on it, I said it was in a place I couldn't hunt, but it was in a place I'm very familiar with. And I'm not going to tell you where it's at because I don't want to go shoot it. But I took that picture right in the middle of the day, about 12:15. The big old buck was walking and grazing along, eating palmetto berries.
Wow.
Couple of pictures, I know y'all appreciate this, speaking of fish and all, Bo Rollins, frog legs and shrimp, the spirit of the wild, wild and free. Now don't that look like a good plate? Frog legs and shrimp. That's coming out of Howard Creek. Jay Moody put, this is interesting now, y'all know Jay Moody, this is up at, this is 2017, we're talking about the water level, see how dry, okay, look at that pole right there, okay? Now I'm gonna show you the next picture, this is 2019, now the same pole, look how much water.
Yep. That's
a great before and after picture, and everybody is constantly talking about the amount of water that's in the Sandhill Ponds in Bay and Washington County. And in fact, Jay, and here's the comments, Lake Merrill is Todd Wolfram said, Lake Merrill is the highest I've ever seen. Jay Moody, Big Blue Pond is the highest I've ever seen. Pat Seifert, ours is too high. And then Steve said maybe a lot less being stored inside trees. That's one of the theories, that all the trees are gone, so now there's more water in the ground than in the trees. That's a big theory. I don't know if that's factual or not. So what's your thinking on that as a boatman? Because a lot of water gets in the trees.
I just don't like water inside the boat. The trees can hold it all they want to, but if you got water in the boat, that's a problem.
Yeah. But that's interesting. We've talked about it several times on the show about the amount of water, the water level up there and all. So anyway, we'll try to find out a scientific explanation if we can. We have all these couch potato scientists like me and all that say that. A couple things coming up too. We have some hunter safety. Of course, you know how important hunter safety is. Are you getting ready for hunting season?
I don't know if I'll even have time this year.
It is busy, ain't it?
We are swamped.
I'm leaving the day after show. I'm working on all my tree stands are gone. They've been crashed and all.
Yeah.
So I got to start from scratch.
We do too. We spent all last season just clearing roads, trying to get back on the lease. And
Yeah.
I know nobody killed anything. I don't think we even had a chance anybody to really hunt.
I've heard this from some people that know the deer and all, that this is going to be a banner year because a lot of people didn't get to hunt last year, and the big buck's going to be a year older.
Yep.
And I'm like you. I still cannot get back to my 40 acres. I've still got 2 more 20s to go through, and I've gone up there. I've worked 5 days with a chain, with me and a chainsaw. And it's just work, especially when you're by yourself.
Yeah, it is.
And it gets hot real quick. Your body temperature goes up. Be careful. Gail really gets on me about going by myself up to the woods and all, but I've always done that. She said, "Well, you haven't always been this old."
You know, that's the hardest thing. You get used to, you're the only one doing it. So.
No. And you get
and it's got to get done, or you're not going to hunt.
Exactly.
So,
See, you understand? That's what I'm saying. But what we talk about this. We've had buddies our whole life, and it's not that I don't have buddies and friends and all, but people doing different things. You get one other person to help you, that triples the amount of work you get done.
Yeah, that's right.
It really does. And then
right.
you get 2 people, that quadruples it. I mean, you get 3 people that quadruple it. So just having the whole stuff and when you just balancing stuff out and everything. You know that. And y'all know if you outdoors, you know exactly what we're talking about. We got to start winding down. What you got coming up?
Well, we're still working with the Governor Stone. That's a big project that we're still working on with FEMA. It's been very entailed because it just takes so much. It's what goes in a boat like that. It just takes so much to get it all together, lifted and priced. And
what a cool project, though. I mean, and you're taking the time doing it. You're not just putting it back together.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep it much as original.
Very happy to. So, love to see that old boat going again.
Now, will it be back in St. Andrews, or where will it be put?
That's what I suspect.
Okay.
That's what I suspect, but that remains to be seen.
Oh, that's cool. We got to get here. Thank you, buddy. Good job.
Thank you very much.
All right. Go get on a boat.
As soon as I leave.
Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.